Boy, when you're starting out, I mean, so many issues. An entrepreneur who's just starting out, the first thing is, do you know what your passions are and what you're in love with, what industry you want to be in. I have a lot of students who I don't care the industry, I just want to, create something. Well, Bill Gates could have never built Federal Express. Fred Smith could have never built Microsoft, The guys that built pharmaceutical companies couldn't build a dance club or whatever. Most great entrepreneurs are in an industry, at least at any given time, just one industry. They may evolve and do. I've done 5 startups and they're somewhat different industries, although they're all under the big umbrella education. So the first thing is, what do you really, if you're trying to find your idea, and then it's a bunch of stages. Okay, you got a bunch of ideas. How do you sort through them? And then, I picked this idea. Well, then we began to talk, how do you structure it? Do you structure it as a C corporation, as a nonprofit, as a mutual company, like an insurance company? There are a lot of forms there. So, it's kind of step by step. And my core advice to everybody is be curious, be passionate, study, learn, be an information, just soak up information from every possible source. And get good at it, get efficient at it. It's a lot of what I teach in my classes, is really how to suck up information and fast and make sense of it. Curiosity. Of my 8 principles, curiosity is, yes, you got to have it. It's just study history, all the greats. I mean, you got to have it. And so many people don't. So it's a key competitive advantage to an entrepreneur. Well, that's rough. I've had, I think, a pretty interesting life. And then how you weight everything. So, I love to travel. I've been to 45 countries. I mean, that's a personal high point. As far as being an entrepreneur, I mean, if you look on a very specific basis, seeing people evolve that started as clerks in the bookstores and became a VP, and then when the venture capitalists fired me, they kept them and promoted them. So that's very satisfying. And on a very, very specific thing, in the bookstore chain, we converted an old movie theater from the 30s in Houston, and that became our biggest and most profitable store. And that really was, as far as a single moment, it's like the Oscars or whatever. I mean, as far as a single moment, the night that store opened and it took off like a rocket. It did more business 30 years ago than the current store does today. Yeah, so we knocked them dead. But I don't know. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur to create things that wouldn't exist if I hadn't created them. I love dreaming up ideas and then seeing them made real and trying to make them real. So, if you do it right, not that every day is a high point, but there's lots of them. And lots of low points too.